Hello, it's your girl Bilikis and welcome to my channel. I'm always so excited anytime I'm about to make a video. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure you hit that red button. And if you are new to my channel, you are welcome. A lot of people has complained about not getting their tools, but it is so available now. It is a set, it's a pack of two. We have the armhole, we have the hip cuff, and also the pant cuff. It's a pack. And I will put the contact number in which you can get to us in the comment section below, and my PA will put you through on how to go about it. So today we'll be making a simple top like what I have on. You can see it's so easy and easy to make. You can see it's a balloon sleeve. It depends on the volume you want. The volume depends on your preference. And you can see it, all you need is your basic bodies pattern. Just place it on your fabric. You can see if I lose the belt, you see it is just a normal basic top. Can you see that? And then you can decide whichever neck you want for it. So all you need is your basic bodies pattern and your basic sleeve pattern. If you don't know how to do that, just check my videos and you will see it there. So let's go over to the work table and get started. So I'll be using this fabric to make my top. This is my basic bodies pattern. It is so easy, and if you don't have your basic bodies pattern, just take any free cloth you have, just fold in the hands and place it on your fabric, then cut it out. You can add seam allowance to it. So this is for the front and this is for the back. So what I will do then, you need some elastic to put on the sleeve, just like I have it. So the next thing now is to open up my fabric and fold it. So my fabric, the length is by 60. So if I fold into 2, I'll be having 30. So like now I folded into 2, so I have 30, which is enough to make my top. So all I will do is to fold. Just place it on fold, and I will place the front basic bodies. Can you see that? I will try to adjust it. So now the length of my basic top is 27, and I want the one I'm having also is 27 with the seam allowance, and this also is 27 inches. So all I will do is to place it on my fabric and then add heels. Because it's a free top, you just want to pull it all over your head and it suits so well. So you add ½ inch or 1 inch heels to your bust area. Like I didn't add to mine, but if you are slimmer, you should do that. So if you are adding extra 1 inch, then you should have another 1 inch for sewing allowance. Also at the waist, I will add 1 inch ease plus 1 inch seam allowance. That will make it 2. Also at the hip, I will add 1 inch ease and also 1 inch seam allowance to it. So what I will do is to take my measuring tape and add the 2 inches this way. Here, this is my 2 inches. I'm marking on the right side because if I should mark on the wrong side, it won't be so obvious. Then I'll go over to the hip, add the 2 inches to it. Then to the bust, I'll just add 1 inch to that. I had to change the color of my chalk because even the white chalk was not showing well. So what I did was that with ease and sewing allowance, I'll just add 2 inches to this. The one I'm putting on, I only added 1 inch. I did not add any ease. So to the waist also, I'll just add 2 inches, and then the hip 2 inches. Can you see that? If you don't have this, just take a bogus top you have and then fold it and then just trace it out on your fabric and cut out. So what I'll do now is to just take this and then put it this way. Instead of going through the stress of tracing it out, then I will connect this way. Can you see that? So this is where my top will end. Can you see? The chalk is on it. Then after that, I will place it back to the normal place, and then I will trace out the armhole and the neckline. For these basic bodies, I did a 4 inch by 4.5. It depends on what you want. Like the one I have on, I did 5 inches by 3 inches. So the neck width depends on you. So after tracing it all out, then I can cut out. this is what I have now. And do not forget to add seam allowance to your shoulder slope here. When I'm cutting, I know how to add seam allowance, but it's better you use your chalk to mark the seam allowance. So now I'll take my scissors to cut this out. So I haven't cutting out my fabric. This is the front and this is the back. I use the same method in which I use for the front, also for the back. Can you see that? So this is the back. For the back, I just came down by 1 inch. If you've watched my video on how to make a basic bodice pattern, this will be so clear to you. So this is it. You can see the back neck and the front neck. So the next thing we'll go over to cut the sleeve. So now for the sleeve, you can just drop directly on your fabric. Then all you have to do is to measure from your shoulder down to the length of your sleeve. All you have to do, I'll go over that again. Take your measuring tape from your shoulder this way. Can you see? From this joining down to your wrist. Like mine is 25. So once you've gotten that, you can just draft it all along. I've made a video also on how to draft a long sleeve pattern. And those that have attended that class surely wouldn't have a problem with this. And if you have been following me on my YouTube channel, you wouldn't have a problem with that. So now this is the sleeve. The first thing I will do is to draw a straight line. So to get a perfect straight line, I used my T-square. So now, having drawn the straight line, I said my sleeve length is 25, and then I'll add 2 inches to it for the turnover of the elastic. So I'll just measure 27. So the bottom of my fabric is 27, so that means I'm okay with that. Then I will place the sleeve this way, and then I will trace it out. So now I've traced out the back armhole. So to trace out the front armhole, I'll just open up my pattern like this and then place it this way. Can you see? And then I will also trace this. So that means we are done. This is the back armhole and this is the front armhole. So since we are done with the upper parts, the back armhole and the front armhole, you can draft it directly on your fabric yourself, but since I have all my patterns, I just traced it out. So now we'll go to the lower part. So to achieve this volume, all you have to do is take your measuring tape and measure from here to the seam allowance. I already added seam allowance to the pattern, so this is the seam allowance. So all I will do is to measure what I have here plus the seam allowance, and here, for instance, here I have 10 inches. Then I will now take this 10 inches down to the lower part here. Can you see? This is the 10 inches here. So to achieve the volume you want, it depends on the extra inches you add to it. Like mine, I added just 1 inch to this to achieve this. So you could add 2, you could add 3, depending on what you want. So since I added 1 inch to this, for this I will add 2 inches to it, to the 10-inch measurement we had here. So 10 inches here now plus 2 inches. So this is where it will stop. Then I will take my ruler and join from here down to here. Since my ruler is short, I will use my T-square to connect from here down to here. Can you see that? So we can cut it out now. Always mark your chalk on the wrong side of your fabric, but I am doing this just to make it more obvious because even the wrong side is not so visible. Can you see how the sleeve looks like? Then I will come to the upper part, starting with the back armhole. Can you see? You see how the sleeve looks like? So we'll just use our elastic to hold this place. Then I can open up to cut out the front armhole. Can you see that was easy? Then we are done with the sleeve. The next thing now is to cut the belt. Now, before cutting our belt on the leftover fabric, like the belt I have on is 30 inches for each, 30 inches long. But this, I want it to be able to wrap it all through my back. So I will have something like this. Like this is just 30 inches. But you could have it longer. Like the one I will make now, I will make it longer. So that by the time I just fold it this way, can you see? So I'll be able to tie it at the back. Or better still, let it go through the back. And then I can tie it forward. So I'll be cutting 50 inches. So now I'll show you how to do that. So right now I'll just fold over the leftover fabric into two because I need 50 inches for my belt. You could do less than that or even more depending on what you want. Then I'll start by drawing a straight line. Like I said, I want 50 inches. So I drew a straight line. Your belt is going to be folded. It's going to be on fold. So, and I want a height of 2.5 or 2 inches is okay. Let's make 2 inches. So I want a height of 2 inches. So when you double it, that will give us 4. And then we need 1/2 inch seam allowance to join the belt together, and that will make it 5. So right now, I will measure 5 all through. This is my straight line. Then I will take my measuring tape and measure 5 inches. 5 inches this way, this way, this way, this way. Then I will join in a straight line. Can you see now? So we have the straight line of the height of 5 inches. So by the time we fold it, we'll have 2.5. And after taking in the 1/2 inch on both sides, we'll have 2 inches. So now remember we said we want 50 inches. I will divide that by 2 because my fabric is on fold. So that will give me 25 inches. So I'll just measure 25 inches this way, which will be here. And then I'll come up here from the fold, measure 25 inches. Can you see that? Then I'll take my ruler and then I will connect it. So now this is what I will be cutting out. And I'll cut off the excess, so I will trim it off. So by the time I open up the belt, can you see it is so long? So when we fold like this, so we have a very long belt. So now you need one more of this because it's 2. After doing that, at one edge, I will just measure 1.5 or 2 inches. Can you see that? So let me just make it 1.5. It is here. And then I'll just join it this way to the edge of this fold and then trim this off. Can you see that? So I will take to my sewing machine and sew this way. Let me show you. It should be on fold like this. Then I'll take to my sewing machine and sew from here, from this edge, 1/2 inch all through like this. And then turn it inside out. So after sewing it, this is what I have. So I sewed it and then I brought out the right side. Can you see how long it is? The one I have on, that one is 30 inches. So I'll just show you how that is. So 30 inches is somewhere here. The one I have on is short this way. So you could have the same. And the one we have now is 50 inches. Right now, this is our sleeve, so we'll set that aside. Then we'll take the front bodies and the back bodies. Can you see? So the next thing now is to join at the shoulder and then finish the neckline with a bias strip. So right now I finished the neckline. I joined the shoulder and then I finished the neckline. I've done this so many times. So if you check out my video on how to cut a bias strip and even finish a neck, and I decided to finish the neckline on the outside. Can you see it's so nice? So the next thing now, before we join the sides, is to go over to our sleeve. So right now I will open up my fabric. This is it. And then I will attach my sleeve. This is one of the sleeve. And when attaching your sleeve, make sure the one that goes deeper. Make sure the ones that goes deeper matches with the one that goes deeper on the bodies. Like this is my front bodice, this is the back. So from this sleeve now, I can see this place goes inward. So that means this place matches up with this. And then you can pin it all through. I've also made a detailed video on how to attach sleeve. So right now, just pin it all through and attach it. Right now, I've attached the sleeve to the bodies. Can you see that? So the next thing now is to sew the side, attaching our belt. So I will turn to the wrong side now to show you how to do that. This is the wrong side. This is the sleeve. So I will make sure everything matches. So just try as much as possible to pin it down. Then I will show you where to place the belt. You see this? So the belt will be around the waist. So this will be on the right side. So what I will do now is open this place up. This part should be on the lower part. So I will just do this and it will be here. This is where the waist is that went in the most. So the belt will be here, and then I will place this on this again, and then I will pin it down. Right now I already pinned it. Can you see? This is from the sleeve down to the armhole, down to the end of the top. This is the sleeve inward. We already pinned it at the waist area. So I'll take it to my sewing machine and sew all through this way. Right now I've sewn the sides. Can you see that? And also the other side. So I'll turn it to the right side to show you how it looks. So this is how it looks on the right side. You see the bodice is formed. This is the belt. This is the other belt. And this is the sleeve. You could just hem it and leave it like this. I have a top like that and it's so lovely. So the next thing now, before attaching our elastic, is to fold in this part. Remember we left 2 inch seam allowance. So just take half this way, half an inch, then go in by 1 inch again. And then I will sew all through. So right now I've started hemming the sleeve. So I'll keep going all through. So now about 1 inch to the finish line, I will just leave a little opening. So here I can just backstitch or leave it open. Then I will remove it. This is where the elastic band will go in through. So right now I will hem the edge of the sleeve. So the next thing is to take an elastic band, just put it on your wrist this way, and then you cut it off. So the one I cut off is this. So I'll take a safety pin and then just do it this way. Be careful. Then I will take the opening on my sleeve, which is here. Then to make it easier so that you won't encounter any problem at this seam area, just look at the place towards which the seam slips. Can you see it's towards this place? So if I'm going to start putting this pin through, I'm going to go towards that place. So by the time I'm coming this way, I will just pass easily through that place. So I will just put it in it and start passing it through. And now I'm through with that, so I will bring out the other elastic. Can you see that? So this is what we will have. So the next thing is to remove this. and then take this to my machine and use a zigzag stitch to just sew this place up. So once I have done this, I will now release it, then take it to my sewing machine again and sew this space up. Then we are through. And this is the result of the top we just made. Can you see it is so beautiful? Can you see the volume? So nice. So just give it a try and share with us on Facebook. If my tutorial has been helpful, give me a thumbs up. Do not forget to share with your friends, and bye.